Hey guys, what's going on? So we got some pretty big news here, man. Sony's officially looking to change their infrastructure for the PlayStation 5. We also got news on acquisitions and, of course, an update for an Xbox showcase. But the question still remains, where is PlayStation with God of War? Which has led to a rumor. So let's go ahead and get into all of this, man. Let's definitely start. I'm going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room, and that is Microsoft. Microsoft confirmed an Xbox Bethesda showcase, which is going to showcase Starfield and some new announcements. Now, these particular announcements have everybody going really going crazy, and the announcements are wild right now. Like, speculation's going crazy. Everybody's got high hopes for Starfield. Like I said numerous times, I can't really comment on Starfield because I haven't seen gameplay. However, this particular showcase is going to show much of that and more. We might even get an announcement for Doom, the next one. We might get some gameplay for Avowed and an update on Hellblade 2 and vice versa. But again, these are things that everybody are excited for. This is confirmation of a lot of things to look forward to an Xbox event. You know what I mean? The rest is just icing on the cake in terms of speculation. But there's one person that's missing from this conversation, and that's what we're about to talk about. And that is, obviously Sony with Sony Santa Monica's God of War Ragnarok. Now, why exactly is Sony so quiet with God of War Ragnarok? Well, I have a theory for this, and I'm going to definitely share it with you. Now, Sony likes to keep things super close to the chest. They like to announce stuff afterwards after they see what the competition has, or they'll usually, because again, we don't know what Microsoft has for like 2023, right? We know Starfield is confirmed for this year, but we don't know how far out, for example, Hellblade 2 is. We don't know how far out Avowed is. So it makes sense strategically wise to wait and see what your competition is going to do before you say, hey, yeah, our showcase is going to be here and we're going to give you a legit, day for it. I'm guessing they're doing that just to avoid anything interfering with the release of God of War. And the reason why I said they're doing that to avoid any particular competition like that, just look at Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West was the most anticipated game for the PlayStation community. It did pretty well, right? But you notice as soon as Elden Ring dropped, Horizon dropped off drastically. There was no more talks of Horizon. And in fact, many people have suggested that Elden Ring killed Horizon. Again, Sony didn't even give you release numbers for Horizon Forbidden West. So that should tell you something. Sony's definitely looking to avoid that type of competition, at least right now, especially with these chip shortages going around and a lot of stuff happening. Sony has a lot of stuff on their plate, especially Microsoft as well. And, of course, the PC realm as well. If you look at these chip shortages, it turns out the chip shortages are going to affect everybody until 2024. This is bad news for everybody. So if you were looking for this year to be your year to get a PS5, unfortunately, this appears to not be your year to get a PS5, and it looks like it won't be, the same for next year, and the same thing goes even further for, obviously, 2024. So again, is it guaranteed that you're going to get one in 2024? Personally, no. I would say this doesn't even guarantee you'll get your hands on one there. But I will say this, right? With everything happening, it's just like, it sucks. It sucks at this point. So I don't even know what to really say. But I do have good news for you guys. To all you guys who want to get a PS5, I have a link in the description for you right now. Walmart has PlayStation 5s out there already. They're available. So if you guys haven't gotten a PS5, links in the description below. Go ahead and click those links. Do me a huge favor, hit that like button real quick before you go ahead and go get those PS5s. I appreciate y'all for watching, okay? Thank you. Now, so there you go. Hopefully you can get a PS5 today. Let's see if we can help get your hands on one, all right? But that's what's going on with the chip shortages and whatnot. And in fact, also another thing that's kind of working in Microsoft's favor as well. So you guys remember the Series S? Remember how a lot of us thought the Series S was pointless? Because again, it's just the same. It's not really the same. Well, technically it's the same unit, right? But it's like it doesn't have a good GPU, or it doesn't even have the same CPU, or maybe it does have the same CPU, but like not the same GPU, so it's a weaker console. But it turns out that particular unit's been helping Microsoft a lot because more people have been buying, that particular unit on pure impulse buy. And looks like Microsoft has actually led, the hardware consumers for spending when it comes according to VG charts. And also Switch came in at number 1, which is not surprising at all because again, Nintendo can guarantee you can get your hands on a Switch. Elden Ring came in number 1 when it comes to premium games, and overall the market dropped 8% year on year, which is expected because, again, these consoles can barely move. Subscriptions also is a big thing to take away from this particular, report. It turns out they were leading growth segment. So, yeah. They were leading it when it comes to subscriptions. So again, Game Pass is doing its thing. Obviously, Sony sees this. They're gonna pretty much drop the PlayStation Premium very, very soon. So again, a lot of stuff to look forward to, man. A lot of stuff to look forward to, and everybody should be super. Well, I won't even say super excited, but everybody should keep their eyes open for a while. Now, with that happening, with the new network and everything happening for the new premium tiers is happening. What's going on with the network, right? Well, according to Lin Tao, the Senior Vice President, Finance Corporation Development and Strategy at Sony, pretty much said they're building a massive and extensive online world. Well, they said, and I quote, building massive and extensive online worlds requires significant technical infrastructure to ensure creators can achieve their vision. Now, this comes courtesy after an announcement that they have actually invested into AccelByte. I think it's called AccelByte. Yeah, AccelByte. AccelByte is a platform that enables developers to build, scale, and operate live service games across the player experience loop, including lobby, find friends, matchmaking, cloud progression, achievements, season pass, launcher, and more. So they're pretty much already like updating everything, and to make everything a little bit, to make you guys, look at it a little as well, like a little different as well. Guys like WB Games, Krafton, Remedy, EA, Epic Games, they pretty much all use this tech. So this is basically Sony getting on board and fixing their online infrastructure even better, or should I say future-proofing their online infrastructure, especially since the pricing is about to go up for the more premium tiers if you want more out of PlayStation Plus. So that's basically what they're doing. They're upping everything up for you guys down the road. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Again, I definitely want to see how it operates and how we do it. And to go a little further with this, let's get into this acquisition talk, because Sony just obviously acquired, or invested into that. So it turns out Ubisoft is pretty much shutting down the particular report that Sony was investing into Ubisoft, because it turns out that Yves Guillemot is pretty much considering to partner with a private equity firm to acquire Ubisoft and stop any takeover attempts. So it looks like that might be the future of Ubisoft, where Yves Guillemot will still be, in charge, the head honcho, the whole 9 yards. Again, I thought the rumor of Sony wanting to buy Ubisoft was kind of weird. I personally didn't really think Sony saw any crazy value in it until I really thought about it and started talking to people about this. And this is where the beauty of different opinions and different strategic minds collide, and it makes sense. So if Sony bought Ubisoft, right? Let's just say Sony did buy Ubisoft, and a lot of us were like, well, that was a waste. They could have bought blah, blah, blah. If they bought Ubisoft, they would have access to a crazy amount of employees that would actually put them up there with a company like Activision Blizzard. They would be up there pretty high. You know what I mean? This would actually ensure that Sony would have the manpower to make the new games as well as the classic games, everything for Sony, and also push those projects even faster for you guys so you can have more content down the road. So the manpower would definitely be there to push out even more quality games. So that's why I was looking like, or that's why, I was thinking about, when after everything kind of fizzled down, I was like, you know what? That actually wouldn't be a bad investment anyway, just to get those classic titles. And keep in mind, with Sony saying they want to have 10 games as a service, and them confirming that they acquired, or not acquired, but they invested into AccelByte, it all makes sense that, again, they want as many hands on deck to get that many games out there. And this isn't going to be the end of everything. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of games be games as a service. You're going to see a lot of new implementations, and that's where the AccelByte's going to come in and add their expertise in with the developers. So again, it's all going to come to fruition. Now, another thing that kind of surprised me, though, and this has everybody talking, is the fact that Square Enix, the Western division, of course, of Square Enix, was purchased by Embracer Group. They actually bought them and two other particular publishers for $300 million. Now, you guys already know, $250 million went into Insomniac, and that ended up being Sony's greatest investment in a long time. In fact, many people, including myself, even though Naughty Dog's on another level in terms of quality, but again, when it comes to just the sheer amount of games and the record time that they have pushed them out, it's like, yo, Insomniac Games is literally the MVP studio. I mean, again, it's not hard for anybody to sit there and go, yeah, Insomniac is the A+ studio, or is the A-tier studio right now, just for the amount of games that we have in the horizon. We got next year, we got Spider-Man 2, and also we got Wolverine. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to from from Insomniac Games, and everybody's talking, everybody's excited, everybody's buzzing. So again, keep that in mind. There is a lot to take in from that. But this also leaves one vital thing for Square Enix open. And keep in mind, Sony already announced, or it was already confirmed, that Sony had $10 billion to spend on acquisitions. I would be a betting man to say that Sony is definitely buying Square Enix, the Japanese portion of Square Enix, and then that will merge with PlayStation. That would be part of their team, and they'll get their hands on other games. Because as far as I'm concerned, the only Western games that Square Enix is holding on to, right, would be Life is Strange, Outsiders, and or Outriders, sorry, and Just Cause. So those are the only 3 games they're holding on to. So I'm guessing Sony really wants to double down and get their hands on that Final Fantasy and everything else. So it makes sense for them to do that. Another thing for Sony to buy into, and again, this is where I had all my money in terms of the bag when it comes to possibility, right, was Capcom. Capcom is more likely going to be the first. It was going to be another one that's going to join the fray. That will be part of the team. They'll be pushing Evo with Street Fighter being a big mascot for it as well. And Sony will partner with probably Bandai Namco to get Tekken 7 and all these other fighters on there and get in there. So I can definitely see that being the case. And hey, the possibilities are definitely endless if that was to go down in that particular way. But yeah, that's what I see happening with the studios. But there is one more too. And again, if we're talking about strategic, acquisition, we're not just talking about purely games here. Again, buying Ubisoft would be a strategic type of move to get employees and manpower, right? So let's look at another strategic acquisition before we shut this video down, and that is Kojima Productions. Kojima Productions, I can see Sony doing the same thing they did with Jay Raymond and Haven Studios, right? Or I'm sorry, not Jay Raymond, Bungie. Sorry, I can see them doing the same thing they did with Bungie. Like a lot of people think, okay, they bought them for Destiny. No, they bought Bungie for expertise in multiplayer. And again, them buying into AccelByte and whatnot makes sense. So I can see them buying Kojima Productions and having Kojima literally upgrade all the engines for Sony's first-party studios, and that would be the main thing that we look forward to. That would be the main thing that they would get out of the deal. And then, of course, Sony would, finance and, push whatever game he wants to have made. And Kojima will have the ultimate say on whether or not that game will be exclusive to the PlayStation or it will go to PC or whatever, else he wants it to go. So, again, I can see that definitely being the situation altogether. So a lot of this stuff is definitely making sense. It's going full circle, and quite frankly, I'm actually excited about it. So, yeah, definitely interested to see how what the industry is, heading. So, without further ado, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. You guys be blessed, y'all be easy, and I'll holler at y'all later. It's your boy Ryan, aka Big Cloud, signing out. I'm out of here.